Hello everyone, in this video I would like to tell about pancytopenia. What do you mean by pancytopenia? Anemia, leukopenia, thrombocytopenia. That means hemoglobin should be less than 9 gram per deciliter. The platelet count should be less than 140 into 10 to the power of 9 per liter, and the total leukocyte count should be less than 4 into 10 to the power of 9 per liter. What are the major causes of pancytopenia in developing country like India? Number 1, megaloblastic anemia. Number 2, aplastic anemia. Number 3, hypersplenism. Now I would like to tell what are the different etiologies of pancytopenia. So the etiologies of pancytopenia can be broadly classified into hypocellular marrow. In hypocellular marrow only comes the various causes, out of which one I have already mentioned, that is aplastic anemia. Next one is myelodysplastic syndrome, post-chemotherapy, Fanconi's anemia, Diamond-Blackfan anemia or syndrome, or aplastic crisis, following parvovirus B19 infection in hemolytic anemia or severe sepsis. So these are the one classification or one group of causes for pancytopenia. What is this heading? Hypocellular marrow. So the marrow itself is not able to product the RBCs, WBCs and platelets. We have a secondary entity. The second entity we call it as cellular marrow with some deficiency. So the marrow is able to produce, but due to some deficiency in growth factors or due to some deficiency in vitamins and other interleukins and cytokines, the marrow is not able to synthesize RBCs, WBCs and platelet. Yes. What are those conditions? Vitamin B12 deficiency, vitamin B9 or folic acid deficiency, that is what I have told as megaloblastic anemia, hypersplenism, systemic lupus erythematosus, then kala-azar, tuberculosis, alcoholism, storage disorders, glycogen storage disorders like Niemann-Pick's and Gaucher's. So this is the second entity in which the marrow is cellular but there is deficiency. The third entity is what we call it as primary marrow disease, with cellular marrow. Again, the marrow is cellular, but the problem is the marrow has some disease. What are the conditions? Hairy cell leukemia, primary myelofibrosis, myelodysplastic syndrome, then paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria. So in pancytopenia, just remember we have anemia, leukopenia along with thrombocytopenia, hemoglobin less than 9 gram per deciliter. Platelets are less than 140 into 10 to the power of 9 per liter. Leukopenia means total leukocyte count less than 4 into 10 to the power of 9 per liter. The most three important causes, just remember, in developing countries like India. Number 1, megaloblastic anemia, that is vitamin B12 or folic acid deficiency, followed by aplastic anemia. The third one is hypersplenism. Then we have three different etiologies for pancytopenia. Number 1 is what we call as hypocellular marrow. Number 2 is cellular marrow with some deficiency. Number 3 is cellular marrow with some primary bone marrow disease. So once again, hypocellular marrow, just remember aplastic anemia, post-chemotherapy, Fanconi's anemia, Diamond-Blackfan syndrome, or sepsis. Then we have the second entity, cellular marrow with deficiency, alcoholism, kala-azar, hypersplenism, vitamin B12 and folic acid deficiency, storage disorders, Gaucher's, Niemann-Pick's, so on. And the third entity is what we call as the bone marrow is having some disease, but still it is able to produce RBCs, WBCs and platelets. That condition is called as primary bone marrow disease with cellular marrow. What are those conditions? Yes, hairy cell leukemia, myelodysplastic syndrome, primary myelofibrosis and paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria. So in this video, we have discussed what is pancytopenia, what is the criteria to say that it's a pancytopenia. Now let us see what are the peripheral smears we will get findings. So I told you the most common cause of pancytopenia in India is megaloblastic anemia. So what are maybe the peripheral smear findings in megaloblastic anemia? Hypersegmented neutrophils, very good. Second thing, macrovalocyte. Suppose if it is a case of what we call it as myelodysplastic syndrome, we have something what we call as pseudo Pelger-Huer cells. Pelger-Huer cells are characteristically seen in myeloproliferative neoplasm, whereas in myelodysplastic syndrome we have something called as pseudo Pelger-Huer cells. Or sometimes we can get leukoerythroblastic type of blood picture. So these are some of the characteristic findings you will get in case of pancytopenia in bone marrow aspiration. Fine, thank you.